Apple has been on fire this year with the new products that they got coming out. They finally released an updated iPad mini in 2024. Now, if you guys are like me and you were thinking about it or downsizing to the mini, you might want to watch this video. Why didn't I wait? Okay, so yes, in 2024, finally Apple has released a brand new edition version of the iPad mini. Not a Pro or anything like that, but just a refreshed upgrade, basically. So I actually purchased a mini, but as you can tell, there's one slight difference. If you guys have noticed, on the new one it actually says iPad mini on the back, and that's the only difference. Thank you for watching the video, and see you guys. No, but really, I bought this iPad mini. This is the 2021 version, and I bought it a few months ago, a couple months ago, and I was like, please, Apple, do not release one immediately after I buy one. And sure enough, I must have jinxed it, but Apple released their newest iPad mini, which is now the 7th generation. So here we have the the specs and everything. iPad mini Hello Apple Intelligence, which is coming later this year, but they might actually be releasing it within a few days of this video posting. So maybe you will see some benefits from your iPad. I am one, and I hope this video helps you if you guys are deciding or looking into iPads. I had the iPad Air when it came out, which was a great design, I think. I thought I needed the Pro, so I got the 12-inch iPad Apple. The 12-inch iPad Pro, which is fantastic. This one has none of the features trickling down to it yet. The mini still does not have an OLED. I believe it has no 120 hertz screen, anything like that. This is really, really, a refresh. Like if you needed a faster, more reliable iPad mini, this is what that is. So Apple Intelligence is not out yet. So that will be coming very soon, but I am not somebody. I might take advantage of the chat GPT, maybe trying to get some help with thumbnails, images, stuff like that. I don't know. The emoji generator looked kind of cool, but I don't know. I'm not a person that really likes even using the onboard Siri or anything like that. Now, I use it every now and then, which is funny because like I have my Apple Watch. Every now and then I'll go, hey, set a timer, remind me this, set an alarm, whatever it is, just really quick commands. Other than that, I'm not asking it questions. I'll go on my phone and kind of browse the internet if I'm looking for something, researching something I need an answer. I usually just pull out the phone. Funny enough, my girlfriend the other day was baking something, and she had to sit there, and she was trying to use her watch, and hey, set a timer, and it didn't work like 3 times, and just awkward. We're just staring at each other, and yeah, I mean, I'm not somebody that wants to talk to my devices, but I do appreciate some of the stuff that they have. So iPad Mini just came out. It does have the A17 Pro chip, so it is better, I guess. I have the 21 version and haven't seen any lag, hasn't slowed down. I did update this one to the iOS 18. It's still supported. Haven't had an issue there. So like I said, if they had improved the screen, I would have been all for it. I would have loved an OLED. I would have loved better colors, better brightness. This new one has a peak brightness of 500 nits. It is True Tone, all that. I have all of that on my 6th generation. So I have this one, which has the A15 Bionic. The new one has the A17. So it's or A17 Pro. Technically, it has a Pro chip in it, but it doesn't have any of the Pro features. except maybe for Apple Intelligence. So 2 chips newer. It's 3 years later. Um, and the and if you look here, I also have 500 nits brightness on the one that I have right now, the old iPad mini. Now here's the kicker. I have the second generation Apple Pencil. I don't know if it's a marketing thing or, but no, then they mentioned the US, because my iPad supports the second generation, which is the one that magnetically clips onto the iPad, and it also supports the one that you have to plug in. So there's two that they had. They introduced the Apple Pencil Pro. So as far as display, nothing changes. It looks like it's the same nits, same color, same everything. So here specifically, I should have just used the tech page. 500 nits, everything here is the same, True Tone, all that, but it supports officially only the Apple Pencil Pro and the USB-C Apple Pencil, the one you plug in. No mention of just the regular Apple Pencil second generation. So this plug-in style is kind of what took over the first generation. I believe it's a little bit different because the original was a lightning that you had to plug it into your iPad, and now it's USB-C. The new one doesn't mention anything about the second generation, which would be this pencil right here. So if I bought a new iPad mini, technically this is trash. So I don't need the Pro. I'm not a illustrator. I don't do any professional drawing, sketches, any of that. I don't see myself using all the different little functions on it because it has, like, different things. Pencil hover. You get all these other options if you know how to, I don't know, squeeze and press on it. I don't need all that. I use my iPad mini. I do a little bit of photo editing as far as like certain thumbnails, and very, very little video editing. I do everything now either on my phone if I'm doing a quick social media post, or I use my MacBook Pro if I'm doing a 20-30 minute video. So I don't even do that much video editing on this. I take a lot of written notes for my podcast, for my video ideas, topics, people that I want to have on as a guest or that I want to work with. I have notes for everything. I just needed to write notes. And I actually had an Amazon knockoff pencil for the longest time. I had to plug it in to charge it and all that, but it worked. It's just more convenient when you can put it on the tablet itself, which is why the mini, having that feature was great. I was like, okay, cool. I can downsize, but I can still attach the pencil to it and write with it and all that. So mind boggling. And just I mean, maybe it does support it and they just wanted to tell you, no, you got to buy the Apple Pencil Pro. I don't know, but it's weird that they mentioned the USB-C version and not the second generation. So just keep that in mind. I have no idea until somebody actually gets one and tries it if it will just refuse to connect to it. But yeah, if according to their website, it's not supported. You do get Wi-Fi 6E support. This 21 version has Wi-Fi 6. It works very well. Also, you get the same cameras, 12 megapixel center stage on the camera here. On mine, it's 12 megapixel, and you get basically a lot of the same stuff. You're not really buying an iPad to use the camera. Now, it is nice to have in case you need to take a video call, FaceTime. I've even done like a live stream from my iPads before, and they look pretty decent, right? If you have the right lighting. But you're not buying it for the camera, which is again why they don't even bother putting any high-end cameras in it. So I mean, you're not going to get the best out of these cameras anyway. And then a lot of fluff. It's a lot of the same things that I already have on my current generation. The colors did change on this 2021 version. We had purple and gold, I believe. So yeah, you get space gray, starlight, which is that very subtle gold, a very subtle purple, and a very subtle blue, which looks more like teal. Okay, so here's my iPad mini 6th generation from 2021. Just being realistic, the only difference is down here where it says iPad, it's going to say iPad mini. Everything else, even the color on this space gray, is exactly identical. The screen that you get, you're still going to get Touch ID, which is fine. I mean, I use it too. If they were to update, or if they would have given you a pro version, that would have been cool, with an OLED, a bigger screen, not necessarily a bigger tablet, but you see that little lip there? You still got a pretty wide border around the screen. It is the same exact screen. So you're going to get this style, which is not bad. I mean, it's relatively thin. Border is all right because it's such a small device. You want somewhere where your palm rests without clicking the screen. So it's not a bad design whatsoever, but an OLED screen, maybe a little bit thinner on the border. And Face ID would have been great. Face ID, but over here to where if I'm using it like this, that's one reason I kind of got tired of the Pro is every time I had it in landscape, because that's such a big iPad, my palm was always covering the Face ID. So I always had to readjust, move it around. So I just went with the an iPad mini with Touch ID, which is fine. It's usually my hand is resting right here if I have it in landscape, or I just reach up really quick and tap it there. So I've been very happy with the iPad mini. Like I said, I just use it to, jot down some notes. I do my podcast thumbnails on this one, and I watch a little bit of content on here as far as YouTube, or I have the Spectrum app to watch a couple of channels, sports, stuff like that. But I usually mirror it to a TV because usually I don't have like on a Fire Stick, you don't get Spectrum and all that kind of stuff. So I can load up any sports channels that I have, and then kind of mirror that to the TV. So this is kind of like my little media hub as well. If I need to watch something on the go, or AirPlay it to the TV for certain channels, certain things that I watch. And one thing that they did improve, maybe with improving the chip, they wanted to improve the capacity, is now you can start at 128 gigs, because this iPad mini from 2021 started at 64 gigs. So I had to actively go and look for a 256 gigabyte model, which now you get 3 options, which is very nice. That is a big upgrade if you guys are looking into using it for content creation, or just helping you write notes, things like that, and trying to load up like a Netflix, a YouTube, whatever you watch, because you will eat up that storage relatively quickly. I would never have been able to have a 64 gig iPad. I tried to give my kid one of those, and he ate through it pretty quick with all the games and stuff that he downloads. So starting at 128 is cool. I have the 256 on mine, and I'm fine. I am running out of room a little bit, but I need to go in there and kind of clean up some of the different apps and stuff that's downloaded to it, because I have videos that I need to delete. I don't keep anything on there permanently. It's just I used to airdrop to that and then load it up to my computer, and that was kind of the workflow that I had to edit before I got a MacBook Pro. And then you get the 512 maxed out right there. Now I will say, with it being an upgraded chip, refreshed under the hood type of upgrade, it is really good if you're a gamer, newer generation type. If you guys game a lot, download a lot of apps, things like that. If you want to, have a lot of storage on it, they did increase the RAM as well. And the one from 2021 is pretty. I don't want to say it's future proof, but it's holding up pretty well. The chip is, not necessarily leaps and bounds of an upgrade, The one I have actually has the same uh, cores. So if you go by just the cores, mine and the new one both have a 6-core CPU, a 5-core GPU, and a 16-core neural engine. Now, obviously, with the new one having the A17 Pro, I had to double check really quick. The A17 is the chip that you find in last year's phones. So the iPhone 15s, the Pros, and that's what's in the new iPad mini. Mine at the time would have been, I think, the same thing. It would have been a year-old chip. So my iPad mini has what the iPhone 13 Pros and that lineup had as far as the chip. They usually tweak it that way it's like the A17 Pro chip, the A15 Bionic chip. They're usually tweaked a little bit for maybe the Pro models and the iPads, just so they run a little bit better. But I don't know, not much of an upgrade. Honestly, the only reason I would have waited, and I wish I would have waited, I had the Air, I had the Pro, and now I downsized to the Mini just because I wanted it handheld. I felt like it was just, the Pro is too big to carry around. I also want to use this for work. I do have work apps on here, so if I can just take this in the case that I use, obviously, because I don't want to mess it up. So the one thing that would probably deter you if you've ever seen an iPad mini, especially the 6th generation review, is what they call jelly scrolling. But I've actually never seen any issue while scrolling, and I'm not really scrolling like this for pleasure. I mean, if I need to find something, scroll, stop. I guess there's a little lag, but not a big deal. And in case you're wondering, here's the case that I use. I will leave this in the description because, spoiler alert, it is the same exact case, and they have it in the title that it is the same case for the 6th and 7th generation. This is a Sahara case, so it has that nice little handle there. It's very beneficial if you have any big iPad like the Pro, which I was using the same case on my Pro. So it's a 3-piece, and what I like to do is knock out the built-in screen protector because it does have that. I hate those. I just put a tempered glass screen protector on it. I'll leave that in the description as well. You snap this piece on just all the way around. It fits a little awkwardly because you can see the top of the iPad there. I've tried it several times. It's just the way it is. And then you put your little rubber jacket on the top. So as much as I love the iPad without a case or anything, the main benefit to this obviously is this, that you can hold while you type up what you need to do. If you're with a customer, like if you do the line of work that I do, you can write up their invoice and kind of hold it by this. Obviously more beneficial for bigger iPads. And then this has a built-in kickstand that I do use when I take notes or when I need to read notes off of or for a podcast or something like that. And the number one thing for me, because I actually broke one of my Apple Pencils, is that it actually has a holder here so that you're not accidentally knocking that off. Your cutout is right here for your Touch ID. Very easy to get the pencil out and start drawing. It's a lot easier to carry around in the mini form factor. I love the form factor. If I'm traveling with it, I take it to work, that kind of stuff, and then kind of propping it up. I can stand it up as I'm recording or podcasting to read off my notes, and it's not taking up space or anything like that. So really love the iPad mini, but the only reason I would have waited, and maybe you guys can go look for the iPad mini 6th generation versus the new one, is there's probably going to be a price drop. So I bought this at full price. I believe I got it, or maybe I got it refurbished off of Best Buy. So I traded in my Pro, which I got like $500 for, and coincidentally enough, the mini cost $500. So I was able to trade it in and kind of break even on that. So I traded in a 2-year-old Pro for a 3-year-old mini. and it evened out. So had I waited, maybe I could have got the mini cheaper, and I would highly recommend that you just get the sixth generation. It is up and down the same iPad, but if you want to future proof yourself, or you're part of the upgrade program, or you trade in a lot, by all means, get the new one. I do think it's a great iPad. I just, I like, what do you use it for? It's usually for your media, if you're consuming, you know, Netflix, YouTube, that kind of stuff, or you're taking notes. So that's what I do with it. If you're drawing and you're an illustrator, you're probably going to skip this one altogether and go to directly the iPad Pro models, which again, I love them. I love the display on them. I wish they would have done something with the mini and their displays, or something that could have been a worthy upgrade, but no, very underwhelming. It's the same LCD screen. It's the same size, same layout, and you actually get a downgrade, because if the second generation pencil does not work, that is another. What is the pro price anyway? It's not ridiculous, but if you already had $100 pencil, why are you going to spend another $129 to get a new one, and your old one's paperweight? But I mean, I can't confirm that. If anybody gets a hold of it and can try it out, I'm sure they'll talk about it. But I'm skipping out. Apple's been very underwhelming this year. I did get the latest iPhone 16 Pro because I needed an upgrade. I did like the way the cameras look. That's usually just because I do content creation, where I do record a good chunk of my content on my phone at work, and quickly editing, things on the fly for social media. That's what I use it for. And at work, I research a lot on my phone, looking up manuals and things like that. So that was an upgrade that I was bound to do. The iPad Mini, I'll hold on to it. I don't see any point. Like I said, very underwhelming. A lot of people have been coming after Apple, and it's a shame, because I'm in it for the ecosystem. I've looked, I've seen some of these. What are they, like the Google Pixels, the Folds, the Pixel Pros, all that kind of stuff. Those are nice phones as well, and they're pushing boundaries on the displays and what you can do with them. The folding phones, obviously, and Apple's just it. I mean, they're sticking to what they know, and I love it, on the sense of, like, it just works. It's simple. Uh, I can give that to my mom, my dad, and they know how to use an iPhone. Very straightforward. They're adding customization to it on the iOS 18, but if I'm being honest, I've already put a lot of stuff on there, changed a few things to try and take advantage of it, and I have to think about using my phone now, which I don't like. So I keep it simple. That's just me. So hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. Like I said, take it from somebody who bought a 3-year-old iPad Mini in 2024 for content creation and work stuff. It's fine. You can buy one. You can buy refurbished, a used one. If you find a deal on the iPad Mini 6, go for it if that's what you've been waiting for. If you were waiting for the new iPad Mini, I'm pretty sure you're disappointed just as I am. And I think I'm a little bit relieved, because if it had been like a mind-blowing update, I would have been like, man, I just bought one. But it's not. So the only thing I'm like, oh, I missed out on saving, $50, $100, whatever it is. But it's been worth it. I've used it for all my content creation. It's already paid for itself. I'm good. If you guys have any questions or anything else to add to this video, let me know. I'm just doing this quick video to kind of point out what it's like buying an old iPad Mini this year, which 3 years old now. It still works just fine. So I hope you guys enjoyed. Remember to like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. See you guys.